Hey, what's going on guys? Mark back in the workshop on Mark's Aquatics. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to breed some Ember Tetras very soon. But first, what we've got to do is get everything ready before we do, because these are super small Tetras and they're going to need some infusoria, which we're going to go in the kitchen and I'll show you how I make that in a second, or prepare it anyway on this video. As you can see, I've set up a nice little tank there, nice little cube tank that I built many moons ago. If you go back on my tank building videos, I'm not sure if they're in my playlists, you can see how I made that one. It's got a rear filtration system in the top. I've got a piece of glass on the top at the moment with a couple of these little cheapo Zenziel lights on, which is perfect for this sort of job. And we've got a lovely big chunk of Java fern in there, which is starting to break down a little bit and create lots of little babies on the leaves. If you didn't know that, when the Java fern isn't getting enough nutrition and things, these leaves start to break down like this, and then you'll find they'll start sprouting lots of little new ones off the leaves, so you can transplant them. But anyway, we've got our little thermometer up here, which is going 26.3 on that, which we're going to leave at that temperature. This is rainwater in here, okay guys, which I've been catching for the last few days outside, because it's been torrential rain, so the pH of that is quite low. It's around 6.5. obviously the plant in there is affected the pH slightly as well, but that's where it's hovering around, about 6.5, which is perfect for breeding these little guys in. Nice little tank, and we should get quite a few in there. Right, we'll shoot off into the kitchen now and I'll show you what I use for the infusoria culture. Right, okay guys, we're in the kitchen now. Excuse the mess. I've got my little secret stash of rum over there, look. Anyway, here is my acrylic tube, which I made many moons ago, which I always use for breeding the infusoria, and my little light, which fits as I made it, my little biorb light, which locks perfectly in the top of there to illuminate it. We've got some Java fern from that tank in there, which is going to be harbouring infusoria anyway. We're going to leave it in the house. It's going to get a little bit stinky, but this is how it's just how it is. You know, you can use different things which are less pongy, but I tend to use the broccoli, which is in here, and put that in. Now it's going to take quite a while, maybe up to a week or so, maybe even 2 weeks to culture this, so it's going to take quite some time. So this is what I'm doing, so if you want to follow along, it's an easy thing to do. Basically, you put the Java fern in there. This is tank water, okay, and then you just plop in that nice bit of broccoli, and you can leave that on there, put the lid back on. You don't need all this fancy gear to do infusoria cultures, guys, either. This is just my setup, because I breed a lot of things, as you know. So once that's done, you can use a jar, you can use anything. You can use a 2 litre Coke bottle with the top cut off, do exactly the same. Put a little strip light up the side and put a couple of strips of tape around here, just so you can get light coming through, and keep that going. So I'm going to set that up in the windowsill now in my living room, plug it in, and I'm going to leave that light on constantly, okay? I'm not going to give it a dark phase, just going to leave it go all the time, and until we start seeing those little creepy crawlies wriggling around and hovering up and down the side of the glass. Right, there you go guys, it's all set up on my windowsill right next to my chair, so I get maximum stink, so the wife can't shout it's too near her. So that's where I put it, right near the window. You can see out my window now, look, the koi pond's all wintered up now, looking rather shabby, covered in mould. Covers are on. We've got a bit of a storm raging here at the moment, which is different. Lots of little birds. Oh, look at that little guy there, little squirrel on my bird feeder there, eating all the fat and the seeds. Love him. Let's zoom up on him. Look at that, he's a happy little guy. Do like to keep the birds fed. Get lots of birds in the garden here, blue tits, long-tailed tits, all different types. Lovely to see them, and they're really struggling in that wind today. My goodness, it's really blowing now. It's crazy, I tell you. Really is blowing well outside today. My koi, I haven't stopped feeding the koi at all this winter. As you can see there, temperature gauge there still 12.6, and they're still quite happy to feed away. So let's give them some food. Look how ravenous they are still at this time of the year. Fantastic stuff. Left the waterfall going, everything's going. Hello you lot. I can't believe how active and how mild it's been this year. Look at that. Fantastic stuff. Nice to see him happy and healthy. Right, we're back in the workshop again now, guys. It's only going to be a short video, this one, just to let you guys see what I'm doing so far and what this little tank's going to be, what we're going to be breeding in this little tank, which is going to be great fun. I do love Ember Tetras, and like I said, when we went down to the shop last time, hopefully they haven't all sold, but we'll pick some of those guys up. There's a few shops, if they haven't got any in there, I'll nip off somewhere else and have a look. If not, it could be something completely different if they're all sold. But oh, look at that little tiny bladder snail there creeping around. He'll keep the place nice and tidy. Got my heater at the back, like I said. There's your temperature, 26.3. That's what I'm going to breed them at. In the shops they're probably kept around 24 to 25, and slowly acclimating them to the warmer water. They're going to start spawning quite quickly, I would have thought. But look at that, happy days. So we're all set. Infusoria culture, obviously that's got to be made first. There's no point having the babies, because the babies hatch within 24 hours and you're going to have nothing to feed them. Once their yolk sacs are used up, hello you two, once their yolk sacs are used up, that's the end of that, and they're just going to drop dead. So it's not fair to bring them into the world and then just for them to die. Look at that. Oh, look, my bubble anemone just showing himself there. He's creeping around from the back again to the front. My goodness, that wind is horrendous outside. I'm waiting for a tree to come through the workshop. But there you go, guys. We're going to do that first. Next time probably be down the shop picking out which ones we're going to get, and then I'll come back and we'll put them in. I'll show you how I acclimate them into the tank and get them all sorted out, and then we'll go from there. As always, guys, you're all stars. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next edition of Mark's Aquatics. Bye for now.